My name is Mary Hagel, and as of September 2022, I have acquired over $10,000 in medical debt because I cannot afford healthcare. Just to start, I want everyone to know that I rarely get sick. Worse occurred, I'd never even been in the hospital for myself before. I got sick once in middle school for half a day. I gave it to my stepsister who was out for a week after. So, yeah, I have a pretty good immune system. And honestly, before this, I didn't even know how hospitals worked. But on September 17th, 2022, at around 1 a.m., I started a stabbing pain in my abdomen that got worse and worse as I continued. I called my dad 4 hours away, and after discussing possible billing costs and deciding it would only be a few $100s, I woke up my best friend to go. I was scared, but honestly, at that moment, I didn't care how much it would cost. I was in agony at that point. I'd never experienced such horrible pain. It was worse than any period cramp I'd experienced. I could guess what I had, but I didn't even care as long as whatever treatment I got made the pain go away. The hospital trip felt weird. They gave me morphine that didn't stop the pain and performed something that I'm told wasn't a CAT scan, but looked a lot similar to a smaller version of one. I remember asking what it was, but in my delirious, scared, pain, and morphine-driven high, I was barely even awake long enough to walk, but I remember some long, complicated word. And that was it. My best friend called my dad to pay a $90 fee for the medication, and a few days later, we paid $400 for the not a CAT scan. In total, I was there for 2 hours, and we already paid 2/3 of my care. I was calm. The pay was what we expected, and I could finally rest. Every dollar I make goes into paying for my college, so knowing we were right lifted a huge weight off my chest. A week later, I got a text from Lee Health Billing Center that changes everything. I begin to panic as I read, my heart rate skyrocketing as I struggle not to cry. My best friend asked me what's wrong, and it's all I can do to simply hand her the phone to read. New bill, $10,651 USD. My diagnosis? A 2 millimeter kidney stone. I'm being charged over $10,000 for a kidney stone that wasn't even removed in the hospital. I was charged $10,000 to be told I have a kidney stone. It's hard to describe just how the anger, stress, sadness, and pure gut-wrenching anxiety bubbles up inside of me, threatening to spill out of my mouth and do I don't even know what. Every day feels like a never-ending cycle of putting letters from debt collectors into drawers and calling to plead with the hospital that pretends to care about its patrons, while simultaneously making them wish they'd suffered instead of seeking help. I turn 22 next month, and I'm still trying to fight this bill. It feels hopeless knowing I might have to drop out of college a year before my degree to work towards paying it off. It's infuriating, demeaning. And to make matters worse, I'll still buy the hospital. I don't even make enough money to qualify for financial aid. I, on paper, make so little profit after paying my housing bills that they assume I'm lying about my funds. After literally weeks, my case for financial aid was just reopened, since I was able to prove that I'm not a liar, I'm just poor. And every time I get another letter, every time I have to make another crying call begging someone to listen, all I can think is how much easier it would have been if I wasn't just too poor to afford healthcare.